Hailing from the Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. It's Jonathan again today. And on the phone with us today, we have... Go ahead and introduce yourself.
President... No, just kidding. Me.
It's...
Wait. Am I the... No, you're probably the president of Chocolate Dollar. Dang it.
I don't know how that would work, because you came up with the name.
No.
It's Ed, by the way.
Oh, yeah. We never established it. President Ed. No, I'm pretty sure you're like the dictator of Chocolate Dollar.
You're the freedom fighter. You're the Martin
the
Luther
fighter.
King Jr. of the Chocolate Dollar civilization.
I'm not really sure how a dictator and Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know if they related at all, but anyway, so we should probably explain why.
But I bet it.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say Martin Luther King Jr. and dictator didn't like. They were great pals, so I mean, it makes sense.
I guess.
No.
We should probably explain why you're on the phone. Ed.
Because I'm not currently in Jonathan's base. Oh, never mind. Do not want to share that location. I'm not currently in our secret recording studio.
Yeah.
I'm actually not in the country.
Yeah, AKA, are you comfortable saying where you're at, or are you not? I mean, it's cool if you're not. I just figured.
I am in space station. Tell you what, let's play a game. Let's see if you can guess where I'm at by...
Well, I know where you're at.
What?
Are you talking about, like...
The audience.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see if these are good clues. The people here wear pants and shirts. And...
Well, suffice it to say, Ed is studying abroad in some country. And how long have you been there? You told me yesterday. It had been like 70-some days.
Actually, today is Tuesday, so it is my 75th day.
Wow.
Here.
So you've been there a quarter of, like, math is hard. I was going to try to figure out, like, the amount, like, what percentage of a year of your life has been where you're at and everything.
365.
I said a quarter because typically, like, 75 is a quarter. Or, well, it's not a quarter.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What? Yeah, what are we
I have
talking?
no idea what I'm talking about.
75-cent quarters, man. Now let's try to guess where Jonathan's from.
Anyways. Cool. Well,
exactly.
So how's your experience been?
It's actually been amazing. I'm in Singapore. I guess I can share that. It's not really too...
Yeah, it's a country. They know you're in a country. They know we're in the United States, so I mean, it's not really.
Yeah. Woohoo! But well, honestly, I love it here. I mean, I came to Singapore not knowing too much, or well, I thought I knew stuff, but then I kind of came here and it was just like, no, that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like bad things or whatnot. It was just like I came here thinking like, well, it's a really small island, so when I don't have class, maybe I'll just like go to the beach or something like that.
Is that not the case?
Nope.
Have you been to the beach
Never
once?
gone to the beach.
Oh, not once.
No, not.
Oh,
I mean, the thing is, Singapore is so industrialized, built up that like I would say it's kind of like going to a beach in Manhattan. It's not like they have
really
beaches, really.
That's kind of sad.
I mean, Manhattan's smaller stuff. No, well, it's not too bad. I mean, they have...
Go ahead and keep talking. I don't want to keep interrupting you. Go for it.
Well, they have... It's not like, oh, well, they've ruined all nature. Actually, they have a bunch of, like, greenery. I guess a couple of years ago, um, prime minister or president, I still don't know what they have here, but um, decided they needed more greenery. So, like, they, I don't know, have been planting more stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it looked like beforehand, but
Yeah.
there's plants everywhere. And I love that.
Yeah. That's
And
one cool
it's,
thing that's I mean, I'm just saying, I think Noah has said before where we're typically stationed at back here, like Lincoln, Nebraska. Um it's kind of one cool thing. Well, I mean, about Nebraska in general is they try to make it green. So, cuz they're into
yeah.
agriculture here. So, um but anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's really cool. The pictures that you've posted on Facebook look absolutely gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you, my photography isn't what's making it beautiful. It's just a nice place here. And thankfully, I guess that's the nice part about studying abroad is that I get enough opportunities to like I can have 5 crappy days in a row and then a really nice, pretty day, and then I'll be like, oh, hey, I'll take a photo now.
Yeah,
So people think it's wonderful. I mean, not like it's crummy all the time,
yeah, but
but like right now, it's
it's
just kind of
also like you
overcast.
always put your best foot forward, like in anything, no matter what or who you are. And cities typically try to do that all the time. They, here's what we have that's awesome, and like they don't tend to mention anything
Yeah.
about like their crime
Okay.
sprees. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
Have you
no,
ever like seen pictures of some place and then gone there and been like, the pictures looked better? I mean, not like,
yeah, yeah, Mount Rushmore,
yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
I've heard that. I've heard Mount
It's
Rushmore is one of the
I mean,
most disappointing landmarks.
yeah, it's cool, and like I think everyone should at least go once because it is a national monument, and it's impressive when you take into account what it took to sculpt that and everything.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the fact of like it's not as grandeur as the pictures and the movies make you feel like. You show up and it kind of feels a little underwhelming. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like
That's kind of how I felt
yeah.
about like
And
Chimney Rock
yeah,
in
Chimney Rock's
Nebraska.
kind of the same way. Like it's cool, but I think if you were able to actually go up into the black, like I know that you can go up into the Black Hills, and in on Mount Rushmore and all
Yeah.
that stuff, you can actually go on it. I'm sure that's amazing and absolutely breathtaking. Just like I'm pretty sure if you were able to get like right up next to Chimney Rock, I feel like it would be a little bit more interesting. But just kind of like the whole
Hmm.
observatory point that they had for Mount Rushmore was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
really.
I
I
like
feel
those
you.
presidents, but whatever. Um, but yeah. Anyway,
But
so yeah, I'd love to like
about
go ahead and talk.
oh, I was just thinking more on like that the photos better than the actual place.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, is that like fair even? I mean that you think oh photography is such an art and all this stuff, which I agree, photography can
Oh
be an
yeah.
art. But then like even my family went to
By the
see the
way,
Rose Parade.
I think
Yeah.
Singapore
Oh,
has a president, according to my Google search.
they have a president.
Yeah. So, anyways,
All right.
continue
I
with your
think you're
story.
right. But I went to the Rose Parade with my family
Mm-hmm.
when I was maybe 5 years, or well, 5 years ago or more. And I remember thinking that like, sure, it was kind of cool, but then it was smaller than I thought. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, well, this really isn't that big or something. And I don't know if it was where I was at in the parade or whatnot. But it's just the kind of thing like when you see
Yeah.
the photographers or the people doing the video, like the flyover kind of
Yeah.
shots and all
Yeah.
these things. It just looks so much bigger, and then like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know,
I kind of
it's
feel that way with like sporting venues, like
yeah,
Bush Stadium in St. Louis. We're Cardinal fans, and we try to go there every once in a while. And on TV, it looks like huge and spectacular. And the first time I was there, I will admit it was very breathtaking and very exciting. But the sports venue has so much more to it than just the sports venue alone. Like it was the experience more than anything.
Yeah.
But like when you're actually there, it's like the baseball stadium. The stadium's big, but the field really isn't all that grand. Like, I mean, it looks
Yeah.
nice because of the grass, and or like Memorial Stadium for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
thinking
it
the
looks a
same
lot bigger
thing.
on TV, and then you're there, and you're kind of like, well, this. I mean, it's definitely really cool, but it's not like I don't know, like those things that
Yeah.
don't live up
It's
to the hype necessarily.
yeah.
However, I will say being on the field in Memorial Stadium, that's really cool. Like,
Being yeah, that
I can
is.
imagine being a football player when that place is packed. Man, I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
But
And then you just look up, seeing everybody like
yeah.
it could be super loud too.
Oh yeah, yeah, and you're just
But
like crazy. But anyways, yeah. Kind of getting back to what you said, something about like photography being an art form and stuff.
hmm
Where were you kind of going with that? I wanted to see where you're going before I say what I'm gonna say because
well, I don't know, just kind of the whole like when people complain about being like I'm not photogenic and stuff.
yeah,
Sometimes I'm just like, can you really say that? But then other times I really feel like sometimes photos just seem to tweak how things look. I feel like
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
It's just like you can know. I don't know. You know.
yeah, yeah. No, I think I feel like it's kind of it's both that some people and some places are very photogenic and just like whoever takes the picture it's gonna look fantastic, but then
Yeah.
some people like you need a master photographer, or some places you need a master photographer to make it look as
hmm
good as possible. But I mean, you don't necessarily need a master photographer, you just need right time, right place, right angle
Yeah.
sometimes, because I mean, like,
hmm
Nebraska is kind of flat until you get into kind of like West Nebraska, but there's some pretty cool pictures of Eastern Nebraska, and it's like during sunset or sunrise or something like that.
hmm
And I haven't seen a good like mid afternoon picture of Nebraska, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Um,
Which one thing? Speaking of sunrise and sunset, here because I don't think it's I don't think it's because like I'm on the equator almost. I think it's just because it's not really flat around here, but I can't really see the sunrise and the sunset.
really,
It's like, yeah,
that's interesting.
because I mean, well, honestly, when the sun is rising, I can't just like look out over the horizon and like
Yeah,
look out and see it. Honestly, I would have to like tilt my head up and like over the trees and stuff, and then by that
yeah,
time the sun is already up, which isn't like a terrible thing, but it's just something my friend pointed out that was just like, oh, I just want to go home and see the sunrise or the sunset.
yeah,
I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that.
yeah. I
But
wonder.
it,
That's interesting because I wonder if it'd be like that in other places of the United States.
yeah,
Like, we get to
I don't
see
know.
the sunset and sunrise over the horizon because it's flat, but I'm almost wondering, like, do people miss out on that if they don't live in one of these quote unquote Midwestern flyover states? Or yeah, I don't
I
know.
really
That's
couldn't.
just kind of an interesting.
Okay, slightly depressing, but my friend was telling me about Hong Kong, I think it is. But it's just like it's either Hong Kong or some Chinese city that's just like super built up kind of
Mm-hmm.
deal.
Yeah,
That it is so built upwards and so many skyscrapers and just like housing buildings where you're just like living in one room for a whole family kind of deal.
yeah,
It's like it's almost like sci-fi-ish because only if you're super rich and can afford to not live in those apartment buildings or in the city, then you can like be outside the city just enough to like get sunlight.
wow,
And isn't that just like the
that's really,
freakiest
yeah,
thing? Just like if you look up photos, you can see that people will take a photo straight up and then it's just like building, 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 and then just like this rectangle of It's not
Man,
really even the sky. It's just nasty. It's
man,
essentially like looking. Yeah,
I never thought of
I don't
that.
know. It's and then it's like, okay, let me also state that I didn't do my research on this. This is
Yeah.
just what a friend told me. So let's hope my friend is not just being like, oh, I screwed over it. I told him all this stuff. But all that being said, he said there were like underground walkways and stuff, or
Mm,
walkways between buildings to get places. So you can hypothetically go across the whole entire city without like stepping onto quote unquote real ground.
man,
It's just like,
I don't know if
yeah,
I'm okay with
okay,
that. You know, like I'm down for like
yeah,
awesome sci-fi stuff, and I totally think it'd be sweet if there was like a space station somewhere that had like artificial foliage on it, and then you could go stay there as just a regular person or whatever, like a hotel. Like you could just go to this. I think that would
yeah,
be cool, but at the same time, I feel like while you're on Earth, I don't want that space station experience. If that makes sense.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Kind of like that submarine feeling of
Yeah, it's
I
like
can't go anywhere
that's
right now.
cool if it's in a submarine, and that's cool if it's on a space station. But if it's in my backyard, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or what backyard are you
I
talking
know
about?
exactly. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
I was thinking like, have these people ever heard of mowing the lawn? Will they ever
Oh,
hear?
yeah,
Will
yeah.
they
Like,
ever hear of? No, I was telling people because like even in Singapore, people live in HDBs, or most people, which are just these I don't know apartment building kind of things, and it's not like one room,
mhm.
or I don't think they're one room, but they are pretty small. I'm assuming I
Mm.
haven't been in one,
I do know.
so
I do know that like
yeah.
the United States is very, um, they're very keen on their space and having lots
Hmm.
of it. And I know that like I mean I know that at least in Europe because you know IKEA. Have you ever been to an IKEA? That's really sad that
I
my
have
closest
now.
relation to Europe is IKEA. But point being, like all of their stuff is constructed to be to fit into small tight spaces, and like some of their display floor
Hmm.
stuff that's even small, and like because they use what they need and that's it. They don't, you know, you can't be
Yeah.
claustrophobic in uh, Europe
No, I
apparently.
definitely agree.
And you know, I
I
mean that's one thing that I as an American I do like my space. I probably wouldn't be able to live in Europe comfortably. Maybe if I got used to it, but I don't know.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I
that's what
wonder
I
if you.
was trying to explain to my one of my friends here that like I don't know, back home it's like one tends to be one family, one house,
Yeah.
one building.
That's really
And
interesting. Like I never thought of.
it's yeah. I mean, I I don't know. I guess I like you were saying. I've heard that Americans like we like our space, but then also it's like that space is your space.
Mhm.
Whereas in other cultures, it can tend to be like, sure, you can have your private space, but then there's also like shared space, or they do shared space better than we do,
Yeah.
which I guess I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
Like parks here and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, not when it comes to the weight room, though. They do not do sharing. No.
They
Um,
do not do sharing in the weight room.
but no,
Have
but
you have
yeah,
you
it is.
Sorry, go ahead and finish your thought because before I bring up this next thought, I want to finish this thought. But
No, I was just still thinking about that whole like sci-fi city
huh.
esque feel, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
So have you gotten the chance to work out in Singapore?
Yes and no. Um, I joined the Dragon Boat team. I think I
Okay.
told you about that.
Yeah. Well,
So
and what is Dragon Boat? I don't think you necessarily explained it very
I
like to me
guess
really in detail.
the long and the short of it, I would describe it as a wider canoe. So you sit two people in each seat
Mm.
um, along the whole thing. So then you only row on one side, and then like we rowed a 20-man boat, so 10 on each side, and then you just go really fast. Well,
That's
as
literally it.
fast as you can go.
That's interesting.
That's
Why is
pretty
it
much it.
so? Is
It's like a canoe paddle, or
okay.
yeah,
So is the reason
yeah.
the dragon in the dragon boat sport of the name like reference to the speed, or is it just
No, actually, they put like during practice, they don't put anything on the boat, but like on pretty much all the boats, the painting on the side is like scales, and then on the front they
mm,
put a dragon head for the race, and then on the
okay?
back they put a tail.
Is that a cultural
On
thing?
the Yeah, I actually kind of want to do my research and figure out how they like came up with it because they also have like a drummer in the front.
Hmm,
Um, so who's I think is supposed to keep like tempo for the rowing.
that's interesting.
So I'm assuming it was something before it was a sport. Um, just because I know like we practice all the time without the drummer. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, well, the drummer's
Oops.
probably there for like a not ceremonial purpose, but
Yeah,
I don't know, to like
tradition.
yeah, tradition. So I'm assuming it's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all that being said, like with the working out, I've been working out with those guys, and I really like that just
That's good.
because I don't really have a gym buddy here, so
Yeah,
that helps with my motivation.
yeah.
Um, but another thing, back at Nebraska, our weight room was, I'll say, maybe 8 to 10 times bigger than their weight room here.
Okay.
And there's more people who go here. I mean,
Hmm.
not that many more, just like okay, 3,000 more or something. But then again,
Do
you
you
have
think it
to
has
take
something to do with like a space to occupancy ratio of some sort? Like,
um I think a little bit of it has to do with like not that but they're building another like work uh gym building, or they're gonna have another
mm,
basketball court and a better weight room. So like they know that it's not big enough. But then also at each one of their halls, like kind of the dorms, they have like these little weight rooms, which quite honestly, mine consists of a treadmill and then like one of those three station kind of workout things where you can switch it around and it'll be either like a bench press or a shoulder press or a lat pull down or
mm-hmm.
a I don't know, one of those kind of machines. So I guess they have those scattered out, and then they also um, I'm looking at it right now, but you probably couldn't see it. Uh, they have these outdoor little work fitness areas,
Hmm.
which that is another thing I guess the president of Singapore wanted, or I don't know if it was him, but the government wanted, was just
Yeah.
like more fitness areas,
Mm-hmm.
which actually is a good transition into my next topic,
Okay.
where everyone here has to serve 2 years in the military.
Really?
I think it's yeah, right before they come here, maybe to university. So, uh, yeah, I think let's just say 20 and 21-year-old guys all have to do 2 years service, and it
Wait,
seems like most guys.
to go
What?
to Singapore to study abroad in Singapore, or
Oh no!
I'm
Like
slightly
if
confused.
you're Singaporean,
Oh,
if you're
okay.
Singaporean, when you are like you're at that age or whatever, you have to do 2 years in the military.
Hmm.
Which I know they do that in other countries too. Israel, I think, is one of them. Um, but
So they're all fit,
like,
is what you're getting at.
actually, I mean, it might just be an Asian. It might just be an Asian thing. And I'm not saying that to like bash them, but
Yeah.
okay, Americans, whatever, are bad Americans eating hamburgers.
Hmm.
It's I'm not saying that's true. However, I definitely haven't seen as many like overweight Asian people, which I think,
Hmm.
you know. Um, so I think maybe that's why I think it might be a little more of a cultural thing. But then also like with the being in shape thing, uh, I think it does help out. And then also every year, I'm not sure for how long, but after you've been in the military, every year you have to go back for a fitness test and kind of like
Hmm.
make sure you remember how to use your weapon and all these like just kind of a checkup.
That's
So
interesting.
lately I've been seeing people like going around and like running to try to make sure they're in shape again for their fitness test.
So it's
And
like
I'm
a
pretty sure it's like, yeah, I mean, I think my friend looked it up and it's something like 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups. So it's not like super rigorous.
but it's like
However, I
just
was talking, yeah,
just kind of a basic
but
make sure you're not letting yourself go type thing.
yeah. And then I also heard that they like kind of dumbed it down recently,
Hmm.
that beforehand they had pull-ups and other things in there, and
Man.
then people had been complaining. Because like, okay, I'll be honest with pull-ups. If you don't like, okay, 3 or 4 months you don't really work out or something, you're not just gonna be able to, okay, well, I'll just rep out 10 more pull-ups and like get back in shape. Like
Hmm.
pull-ups, I feel like you kind of lose
Yeah, you lose it if you
quickly.
don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and it's not just like, oh, pull-ups are ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what else they had in the thing, but just thinking, if they had that in the United States,
Man.
like, like even not even the 2 years of service, just like the every year you had to go back
Yeah,
for a
you had to make a
checkup thing.
physical.
Yeah, think of how many people would hate that. And like,
I know. This is kind of culture.
I
Well,
mean,
okay, I can think of two different reasons why that would not be a very popular idea. First and foremost, because I mean, let's face it, Americans are lazy a lot of times, so they don't
yeah,
like to have to work. I mean, unless they're like somebody like you, where you just get this high from working out, then you know.
yeah,
But also the whole idea of like government overreach, which we won't get too far into, just because I feel like
yeah,
that's kind of muddy waters to talk about. But
yeah,
I have a feeling some people would be like, why is the government telling us to be fit? It's not their job or something like that, which I would agree
yeah,
with. But anyways, we're not
exactly.
going to get too far into that. Um, anyways,
Yeah.
continue with what you were saying. How much people would hate that.
Well, that was pretty much it. That I was just like, this is something that I don't think we could ever have in the United States. However, I mean, it's kind of cool to see like all these guys that are. I'm not going to say they're all just swole out of their mind or anything, but it seems like most people take fairly good care of themselves
Mm-hmm.
here. But okay, I will also say I realized that quite a few guys who I thought were my size, that like I would wear a medium shirt, and
Mm-hmm.
most of them were like trying on smalls and stuff. And even when I tried on a small, they're like, "Ooh, yeah, you should get that one," just because it was like tight on me and stuff, and really to like show off muscles. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
that might be a little
I
bit of it.
yeah, I,
Yeah.
I that just kind of made me think like, oh, are they just deceiving me with this wear a tight shirt?
Do you have
However,
one
I
of your
will say
friends
one thing.
try your shirt on?
What?
Have one of your friends try your shirt on?
No, I didn't have that. We were just actually this shirt I'm wearing. I bought it at my Dragon Boat race,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a medium, and most of them were getting smalls or extra smalls. But
Okay.
then again, I'm a little taller than they are. Well, than some of them, the guys who I was hanging out with at the time. Um, and then, but they all have like way bigger chests than I do. They're not just. I mean, I don't know if that's what they do in their 2 years in the service is just bench every day,
Huh.
but
All right
I
then.
I don't know. I really haven't met. Okay, well, I've met plenty of people who are flat-chested guys here, but like on the Dragon Boat team, at least, most guys seem to have their bench press down. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the
Well,
thing.
that's interesting. I wonder if there's also
Yeah.
something to do with like the diet that they have. I mean,
Yeah.
because I've heard some things before where like one reason, most like some Asians are more fit or healthy than Americans are because of their diet and stuff combined with the exercise or something.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but that was one thing I
Yeah.
heard was like the diet, and so I was wondering like, yeah, is it similar to America in any way, shape, or form over in Singapore, or is it kind of like different?
Um.
I don't know if that makes
Well, I
sense.
guess that's a good transition into like food and stuff. But like, I know that like people care about their diet. Like there's this one guy on the team who was talking about like, oh well, I wouldn't eat that after I worked out just because that's like really greasy and all that stuff.
Mm.
And I was thinking like, okay, and I'm not saying people in the United States wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm not going to throw back greasiest burger after you just worked out most of the time. Um, but uh, I don't know. I'd say I still think I could out eat most people, and then maybe that's just me being,
Hmm.
I don't know, cocky. But sometimes I feel like I could eat more um, than most people do. I noticed that at first when we like get done with practice and I'd eat my whole entire meal that I got, especially when I pay for food, I feel like I definitely finish it. If it's just like
Yeah.
someone makes like my mother would make me food,
Mm.
I would still probably eat it all, but I would be more likely not to.
Yeah.
But if I pay for it,
Then you're like, oh, I
even
got to
if I
because
don't,
this is my money.
yeah,
Like,
I'm just like I gotta eat it all.
yeah. No, I get
But
that.
then yeah, I noticed like some of them still like didn't finish all their food, which I mean, I guess that's up to them, but I don't know. Either way, I might be kind of an outlier too because I think I eat quite a bit
Mm.
without packing it on, but that's besides the point. I don't know. With the whole diet thing, I I really couldn't tell you. I know we eat a lot of rice.
Mm.
That's not like a joke. I mean, I really do eat rice every day, and I'm thankfully not sick
Man,
of it yet.
that would actually
But
see. Okay, when people, the whole question of like, what's your favorite type of food or whatever. I really don't
yeah,
have a favorite type of food, but my default is always Chinese because when I think about it, there's one food that I'm always down for. Like unless I'm sick as a dog, I will always be up for Chinese food.
yeah,
And pizza is a close second. Where like I'm not always in the mood for pizza, but more than not, pizza is a pretty good like. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna eat pizza, of course, no duh. But
yeah.
I feel like rice, and for me, like when I was younger in Chinese, like okay, today when somebody asks me, "Do you want Chinese?" What I hear is, "Do you want to get some lao mein or sesame chicken with fried rice?" Like that. That's what I hear because that's what I get.
It's just like, oh, well, yes.
Yeah. But like when I was younger, it was always, "Do you want Chinese?" It was rice. Like I just for some reason loved rice, and so I feel like I don't know. I don't. I feel like rice is one of
Yeah.
those foods it's not very easy to get sick of. I don't know. I mean, in my personal experience, in my
I think it's
perspective,
kind of
but
like bread
yeah,
where you, I mean,
those
that's kind of
carbs,
how I take it.
those carbs, man.
Yeah. So, like, we're back home, we probably like eat more sandwiches and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
here, it's more like, well, something with rice.
yeah.
So, which, yeah, like I said, I'm not super sick of it. I am getting a little like, well, I didn't really want rice.
So if the first thing I ask you when you get back is if you want to go get Chinese, you're probably gonna be like, maybe not.
Well, okay, there are some like,
I mean, I don't.
I will say
Singapore food isn't the same as
American
Chinese, but
Chinese does. Uh, yeah, I mean, I most of the places at like we call them canteens.
mm,
That it's like the food court kind of place.
Mm.
So I go to Canteen 2, and then most of the hawkers there, selling food in the stands, they're like Chinese. So actually, most of the food I'm eating tends to be Chinese food. Um,
Interesting.
but I think that's also kind of a cultural thing. Just there is a strong Chinese like influence,
Mm-hmm.
um, but or at least the background is Chinese. I'll say that much without going into too much detail. I don't really know about it, but I guess like
Mm.
most people are of Chinese descent,
We'll
but
do
they're
our
not
we'll do
Chinese.
our research, and then
Either
one
way.
of the episodes for the podcast when you get back will be the history of Singapore, and we'll just like word vomit everything of Singapore history that we've been able to figure out. But anyways,
Exactly.
so yeah, so
Anyway,
kind of like hard transition here, just because I want to go on and on and on and on and on about
no,
Singapore,
no, no, you're fine.
but like I also know that we should probably save some of that for when you do get back, because I do want to try to get you on an episode when you're back and then have you kind of reflect on it. This is good that we're talking about it while you're there currently. You
Yeah,
know, and you
yeah.
had like what, like
Oh,
50
trust me,
days?
I'll have plenty of story.
Yeah, you said you had like 50 days left there.
Yeah,
Cool.
50 days.
So can't wait to see you in 50 days. I'll admit that. But I don't know how that's gonna work as a smooth transition at all. But you're have you seen any movies, or do you get to go see movies with your
I was
schedule and
actually just
lifestyle in
gonna bring
Singapore?
this up that like I haven't seen any movies since I've been here.
Wow.
Um, so I know, I mean, they have theaters, they watch movies. That's it's not like a cultural thing or anything. It's just me kind of being like, well, I already spent money on food today, so I'm just not really.
Yeah. Well, not to
But
mention you're spending lots of money being in Singapore in the first place. So,
yeah, true.
um,
Okay, without getting heavy into that, I noticed that I'm like, oh crap, dang, oh, like I spent $4 on that meal, and then I'm thinking, okay, $4 for that meal for eating a meal in the United States wouldn't really be too bad. And then again, $4 Singaporean, that's like $3.20 US. So I'm like, why am I being picky about this? But it's all right. It's all right. Being stingy is okay.
yeah, yeah.
Still with the
You make money
movies,
that
I
way.
know there's like, yeah, there's like Superman versus Batman and just like uh
Did it come out?
Civil War.
Yeah.
What?
Like, is it
What?
already out in Singapore?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I
Okay.
was gonna ask you when they're coming out, just because I'd seen
Uh,
trailers and stuff, and
I think I know Civil War is May 6th in the United States.
May 6th. Okay, I
I
probably won't see that here then.
Oh, you don't? You don't think you will?
I'll probably no. I'll probably just come home and then figure you. I'll catch you on your third or fourth time going to see it, and then watch
Okay.
it with you.
Okay. That's down. I'm down. I'm probably going to see it at least 3 times in theaters cuz Amanda, like, they
Even
have
if you hate it.
no. I won't hate it. I mean, unless it's like it sucks, which I really hope it doesn't. But
Yeah.
anyways, like Amanda and her family kind of have this thing where they don't go to movies as often as I was used to and everything. So
Yeah.
like kind of the whole dating thing of I have to not go to movies as much as I wanted to, but she's going more often than she used to. So we're kind of like trying to meet in the middle there.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of one of those things where and she like she went against what she wanted to do for Star Wars because she's the type of person that will wait a couple of weeks before going to see a movie in theaters. But for like something like Star Wars, I was like, I want to see that opening day. Like in my heart, I wanted to see it
Yeah.
midnight, but that didn't happen. The point being, I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna. I was talking to her about seeing Civil War because I would like to see it opening day, if at all possible. And so I'm trying to see if Grant wants to, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably go see it with Grant opening day if that able to work out. If not, I'll probably go see it with Dad. We'll see. But I'm gonna go see it opening day, and then probably gonna go see it with her for her birthday because that's what they do. Like, they go see movie for their
Yeah.
birthday, and her birthday's in May,
Oh yeah.
so you know,
When is her birthday?
it's later in May. It's the later half of May, so it's not when.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it like Civil War will still be in theaters, but it won't be nearly as
Yeah,
hype.
I won't be. Yeah, okay.
So, I'll probably go see it then. Probably see it by myself on opening day if Grant doesn't come, and then when you get back, we'll go see it.
Sweet.
So
There we go.
yeah,
I'm down.
yeah. I'm Grant. I might go see Dawn of Justice, Batman versus Superman, when it comes out with Grant and some of his work buddies. But
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know
that
about
coming out before Civil War?
Yeah, that comes out this month. It's like
Dang,
12
yeah.
days, I think, or something like that. So
Yeah, that I totally lost track of like when those movies are coming out. I never saw like Ant-Man
you
or
haven't seen Ant-Man?
no, I haven't.
We'll have to watch
That
that when you
was
get back. It's not
yeah.
it's not the
I
greatest
don't
Marvel
even
movie
remember
ever, but
when
it's
that
still
came.
pretty decent.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what I had heard from it. Like I never saw Deadpool, but that was for other reasons.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I haven't seen Deadpool either, and it's not like I don't think that I'm not against if people went to go see it because Noah and Grant went to go see it, but just kind of like for
yeah,
personal reasons, I'm kind of like, man, I really want to, but
yeah.
I just kind of morally wouldn't feel okay
I
about it, and that's just kind of me. That's just me. That's a
think
personal
I'll just
decision.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think that people are wrong for wanting to go see it. For me, I don't want to go see it. I saw it was a picture. You know how in Age of Ultron, you've seen that one, right? We saw that in theaters together, I think. When like
Yeah,
spoiler alert if you haven't seen Age of Ultron yet. When Tony Stark curses and then like in the beginning and Captain America's like language or whatever. I saw a
yeah.
picture. It's like a little web comic of Deadpool is coming up and he's like, so what'd you guys think of my movie? And he's interrupted by Tony Stark, who's coddling Captain America, and Tony Stark was like, no way, that was way too much language even for me. And then like Captain America's speech bubble says, this is so much language. And it was just I thought that was really funny, but anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dang. He's not going to be in the Avengers, right?
No,
he's still with the X-Men and all that.
Yeah. I think there might be like Deadpool, maybe. I don't even know if Deadpool's gonna show up in any of the X-Men movies. Just kind of. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like references in Deadpool movies, just because part of Deadpool's mantra is breaking the fourth wall. But at the same time, like. I don't know. Oh, X-Men Apocalypse comes out soon as well. I don't know when. Not as soon as Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
But sooner than Civil War. So it's somewhere between there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting.
So is Spider-Man in the new
Yes. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer yet?
Civil War? Yeah, and I didn't know if that was just like some fan-made thing.
No, that's legit. That's legit. Spider-Man is now a part
What?
of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, they worked out a deal with Sony. And they're going to be doing a new Spider-Man solo movie later.
Another?
Yeah, another
Are they
one.
getting back Tobey Maguire?
No, it's this Tom Holland kid. It's this Tom Holland kid he's getting introduced in Civil War, then he's going to have his solo movie, and then I think he's going to be a part of Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2. So,
How many Avengers movies do you think they're making? 4?
I don't know. They're still only in phase 3. It's either phase 2 or phase 3. I think it's phase 3 still. And there hasn't been really any announcements as far as like a phase 4 or anything. So we'll see what happens in Infinity Wars. I know that they may make more Avengers movies, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't the current Avengers that we started out with. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're starting to phase out, like, bring in the new Avengers or whatever.
I bet Iron Man would die.
I don't know.
for Captain America.
I feel like Captain America. I feel like Steve Rogers might die. That being said, though, there's been some stuff floating around.
Someone else take a spot.
Yeah, well, Noah would be able to better explain this because I think he knows more about it than I do. But from what I understand, that both Falcon and the Winter Soldier have taken up, like, depending on which line of comic books you read, both of them have taken on the Captain America mantra after Steve Rogers has been killed.
Yeah.
So, you know, they have both Falcon and the Winter Soldier in the MCU right now. I have a feeling it would be more Bucky taking it over.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like that's more impactful for the cinematic universe. Or something.
But, that's how...
Yeah, but also Chris Evans has said that he would, there's been talk that he would sign for another couple of movies. Or something like that. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how accurate that it is. I would be willing to bet that Infinity War Part 2, he dies. That's just me, though.
What if... What's his name? I can't think of his name. The Hulk got killed. Can that even happen?
I don't know.
Killed Bruce Banner?
I don't know. I really honestly don't know. I know Thor Ragnarok, the next Thor movie, because Thor isn't going to be in Civil War.
He's not?
No, he's not.
Oh,
The
yeah.
heroes in Civil War, and I'm going to see if I can remember this right. Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, The Vision, Black Panther. Yeah. They're introducing him. Scarlet Witch. And...
Quicksilver. No.
Too soon.
Man,
I feel like there's someone I'm forgetting, and I feel stupid for forgetting that they're in the movie, but I could become, I don't know. But point being, like, because technically Thor, like, it doesn't matter what happens to Earth superheroes. He's not really an Earth superhero or whatever. But in Ragnarok, it's going to be Hulk teaming up with Thor in Asgard, I think. Like, I think Thor's going to find the Hulk, and it's going to be like a buddy movie with Thor and Hulk in Asgard.
That could be... it sounds weird at first, but I could picture that just being, like, stinking awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love watching...
Ant-Man's in Civil War. I forgot about Ant-Man. He's in Civil War. Anyways.
And is it the same actor?
Yes.
What's his name?
Yes.
Okay.
Paul Rudd, I think. I could be... I'm sorry.
Paul Rudd.
I might be wrong, but...
I think you're right. I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
Gosh. But are we doing on time?
We'll probably start wrapping up here soon, but...
Okay.
Oh, I got
we could cut this part out, but, like, if we wanted to, like, wrap it up or whatnot, then we could just keep talking afterwards.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
But,
yeah, that's cool. We'll keep that in, because we're going to talk about, whatever. But, man, I forgot what I was going to say. It was movie related, but I forgot. That's okay.
Who's Ragnarok?
I don't know.
The weird,
I don't know.
anteater face looking guy?
I have no idea. We'll have to get Noah on sometime, and we'll figure that out.
Yeah, good old Grant and Noah are nerd friends.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I feel like this summer is going to be exciting for Chocolate Dollar because we'll have summer movies to talk about. So, but anyways, so I have the perfect thing to end on for this episode, and I think you're going to be excited about it. How was Guam? How?
Well,
I like your
let
Snapchat,
me put it
by
this
the way.
My Snapchat?
Yeah, when you first got to... What's the first thing you do when you enter a country?
Oh, okay, yeah. Never mind. I had to go to the bathroom. What can I say?
No. And just to clarify, Grant or Eddie did not send me... He did not sext me. That was not a thing. He took a picture of himself like in the bathroom mirror and just said first.
In a bathroom.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
bathroom with the mirror. Like it wasn't him on the toilet or anything. But anyways.
I'm not that. Well, I may or may not have been on the toilet, but you couldn't see.
Anyways.
Yeah, sorry to ruin that photo for you, man.
It's
No,
okay.
Guam, I guess the long and the short of it is I went there like okay, as a kid I was always just like, yeah, it's amazing, it's a resort, it's super cool. Sadly the reality of it was when I got there, like I was using the US dollars. So that was kind of cool and I was like, wow, I'm in the United States. So like that all felt kind of good. But then like the first thing I did, it was about 4:30 in the morning. I went out and my hotel was a mile away, but I didn't have any Wi-Fi and I didn't know where to go. So I was just like, okay, well, I didn't want to just wander around at 4:30 in the morning. So I took a taxi 1 mile for $13.
Oh.
So
Man.
that just wasn't the best start for the day.
I'm sorry,
but then
dude.
like also, yeah, it's all right. So yeah, after the whole taxi ride, I had them take me to my hotel because like I knew where my hotel was in relation to kind of like some other things on the island. But I just didn't know where how to get from the airport to the hotel, so that's why I had to take the taxi.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I go to the hotel, and then I didn't have reservations until that next night. So I had from 5 in the morning about till actually it was more like 5:20 by then, but I had from 5:20 to 3 in the afternoon to do something. So that was probably not the best trip planning on my part, but whatever, I just rolled with it. And I actually kind of had some energy at that point because it was like, oh wow, here I am.
Yeah.
In this
lifelong
place.
dream finally fulfilled. You're in
yeah, yeah. Well, so I started just walking along this road, and I mean, I'd say without like giving you every detail of every day, or well, I was only there for 2 days, so not there. I was a little disappointed, like, oh, I can only be here 2 days. But then looking back, I was thinking 2 days. 2 days was a good amount of time to explore because I'm 20 and I didn't have Wi-Fi. If I had like a track phone or something where I could call and text and be connected to the internet, and I was 21, so I could rent a car rather than buy a taxi to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Then it would have been a completely different trip, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
However,
that's a nice positive outlook.
However, I'm stingy with money to begin with, so taxis, I was trying to avoid taxis at all costs, but then again,
when you don't know where you're at,
I didn't want to just and so like thankfully I did have a friend go with me, and I met up with him at 3 o'clock at the hotel, and so that was really nice. But I did walk around a bit and see some things in Aganya. I think I'm pronouncing that right, and then Tamaning. But honestly, Singapore is so I don't know, like I said, built up and then like green and clean that when I went to Guam, it kind of felt a little trashy, to be honest.
Really?
It actually
imagine what you're gonna feel like when you get back to Lincoln.
Well, it felt like to me like a rural Nebraskan city.
That's interesting.
Because I mean, it's an island, so but it's rural-ish. I mean, it's not very densely populated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It did feel American. I will say that.
Okay.
I thought it would feel more Asian, I'm not really sure how I thought I would feel Asian, but just when I was there, like I said, it felt like I was in the Midwest.
Mm.
Um, uh, but then, like, it was an island, so things were more expensive. You
Yeah.
go to the grocery store and everything's more expensive except the banana. Yay, that means you're on an island. So, uh,
When the bananas are
um,
the only thing that's not more expensive, you know
yeah.
you're on an island.
But that's pretty much all I eat back here because I'm like, oh well, fruits. I don't know who buys apples. I'm gonna buy bananas because they're
Yeah.
cheap. But anyway, yeah. So Guam wasn't too bad. I mean, I went to the beach and like kind of looked around, and then did a little bit of shopping. I went to a museum, walked along the beach again, took some photos, saw kind of a little monument thing. And then at the very end, I guess kind of the highlight of my trip is right before, like the end of the second night. So the last time I was really there, we were, my friend and I were going to go back to our hotel and I don't know, kind of call it a night. We were, we were going to finish watching Interstellar that we had started watching
Which is a good movie,
previous
by the way.
night.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. But before we were like leaving this park, and I was gonna go to the bathroom, and then the bathroom was locked, and I was just like, oh dang. And some other guy came up and was like, oh, is it locked? Dang, I was so sorry. And it just like starts talking to me, which isn't too bad, but I mean it's like dark out.
Yeah, it's a little
just like,
creepy.
hey, yeah. And then we just keep talking and keep talking, and he seemed like a friendly guy. I felt bad that I was just not really feeling a conversation at that point and kind of creeped out. But then, long story short, my friend comes over. We keep talking with him. 10 minutes later, we get in his Mini Cooper and drive back. And he drives us over to this like Guamanian like show thing.
Wow.
Which that was pretty cool. He just dropped us off and he's like, yeah, I'll be back in an hour. So we got some what's the traditional authentic Guam barbecue.
Wow.
That was super good. And like corn on the cob on a stick. And that was amazing. And fried bananas. And then we watched like this show, which I can show you a video of later.
Okay.
Which wasn't like super duper flashy, but it was still just like, oh my gosh, wow, this is Guam. So, and then sure enough, an hour later, Carlos comes right back up, picks us up, and drives us back to the hotel. So all in all, if we had taken a taxi, it probably would have been $50 for a taxi to like go there and back. And then like, I don't know, we were just going to go home. So it was so cool that we just met this guy. And I was like, thank you, God. You just made this trip go from like, this kind of disappointing to just like, hey, okay, I've been to Guam. I can check it off my list. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I think that was amazing. The
so
guy,
for you.
even though he seemed pretty, thank you. He seemed kind of sketchy at first, but he was definitely a nice guy. He had studied in Long Beach in California for like 7 years or something like that. So he had been to the mainland. So, I mean, not like you're trustworthy if you've been to the actual United States. I mean, I'm not trying to say that.
Yeah.
But like,
no, I
feel like you could relate a little better to us. Yeah. I have more stories about Guam when I get back, but I'd say that was
we're gonna have
feel.
a whole episode that's more Singapore, more Guam, more Ed's back. So cool. Well, I think we'll go.
I will say this.
Okay, go ahead. Closing thoughts.
Well, this is just my last comment. As I was like writing down in this little like trip journal that I've had, I was saying that like I came to Singapore so that I could go to Guam. But then like my feel right now is that my island is not Guam. My island is Singapore now.
That's like, really cool.
So it's like, I don't know, coming back to the airport, I was given some guy directions on how to get somewhere. I was just thinking, like, dang, I
This
freaking
is
love this. I'm like, oh
yeah,
yeah, just take the MRT, the train, and then like, yeah, you'll go
that's
to Marina
awesome.
Bay, and
That's cool.
I
You
don't
know,
know, smiling and taking photos.
yeah. Have you actually? No, I'll ask that later because that'll be another for when you're back. We'll talk more about Singapore and I'll ask you that there. Um. Anyways, so well, congrats on visiting Guam and just having a like. It sounds like you're having an awesome time, dude. Um. Yeah, and I guess
Well,
thanks
thank you.
for being willing to work with the time change and phone in for an episode of the podcast. That means a lot to me, more than I think you realize.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
Hey,
yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. And thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Um, I'm
sorry we
Jonathan.
didn't talk about Marvel more.
Or Star
Might be.
Wars or anything else like that. But, anyways, you
Hey,
can.
that's what you guys have Noah and Grant for.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Ed's more the multicultural outlet that we have.
yeah,
And then, but
yeah,
anyways.
beat out Morgan. I'm even more multicultural.
Anyways. All right. Well,
Okay, I probably.
you can subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And if you're an Android listener, you can also listen to us on an app called Podcast Republic. We're still working on getting other Android apps to work, but we know the Podcast Republic for sure works. You can also listen to us on iTunes, so subscribe to us wherever you're able to get the podcast. Leave a review. Go ahead and give us a rating of some sort. Ed, the star of our show, is on this episode, so it should be a pretty good one. And Ed just turned his camera off. And yeah, you can follow the podcast.
I don't want you to see my nasty.
You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Chocolate Dollar. You can like the Facebook page. It's the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. And yeah, stay tuned. Scene29.com is coming. Yeah, I mean, that sums it up. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Have a subpar day.
Chocolate Dollar signing off.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.